This week on the Spotlight, we have 2017 championship trivia action from Gilhooly's. Then we have Coach Hoiberg talking about the Bulls and their resurgence. They're suddenly pretty good. Then we have some flashbacks. Don Cooper, he's still around, but he was talking about some pretty good White Sox pitchers. And then we take you back to another pitcher we'll tell you about this week. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the 29th year of the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They have tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and more. 108th and Kedzie. Lansing Floral Shop, open 8 a.m. daily. Custom silk flowers, Bridgewater candles, great flowers, 708-474-1212. A great floral shop, Lansing Floral. You've got to get to the Irish Legend. Great food, great drink, outdoor patio, great staff. Open 11 a.m. daily on Archer. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Wise Owl at Van Buren and Racine. Pizzas, pork sliders, Cuban sandwiches, carrot soup, elote, burgers, tacos, salads, and more. Great cocktails and great bartenders. A tremendous array at the Wise Owl, Van Buren and Racine. See you there. You've got to get to Mad Anthony Sports Bar and Grill, 3350 West 47th Street. Serving La Coco's Pizza, always good. A wide variety of sandwiches and the full bar. And my trivia game every other Friday, starting at about 5:45. So good stuff at Mad Anthony. I'll see you over there. We'll have fun. We'll eat, drink, and play on a Friday, late afternoon, early evening.
Everyone healthy and same starter?
Yeah, we'll go the same way.
How did Zach come out of his workout yesterday?
Good. Zach had a good workout yesterday. Got another good individual one in today. And then tomorrow we'll start the 6 straight days of contact. He'll be with us tomorrow, and then he'll be with Windy City for 4 days. And then that 6th day, he'll be back with us. And, obviously it's a very important part of the process for Zach. And hopefully everything goes great, and, we'll kind of take it from there.
If he's on a minutes limit of 15, say, will you start him or bring him off the bench?
Oh, I don't know, Cody. We'll, hopefully get through this next week, and then we'll make those decisions.
Obviously, Felicio did what you're supposed to do when you go down to the G League. Is that an encouraging thing, or is it kind of a reminder of how he's fallen off in the NBA level?
No, I think it's great. He wanted to go down and play. I think that's good when you want to get those minutes and get that run and get that conditioning and timing. Chris is such a good kid, and he's going to get his opportunity at some point. Great gesture after the game. He took the staff and the team out for a nice dinner. Got back in time for shoot-around this morning. So, the big thing is he wants to get down there and get his game right. And he had a very good game. Talked to Charlie after and said he was really, really good and played within himself and just made winning plays. So it was good for Chris to get those minutes.
When you look at the younger guys and project for the future, do you see one of the younger guys maybe being the leader of this team, like one name in particular?
Well, first of all, I give Robin and Justin and Quincy a lot of credit for, especially early on in the process, getting everybody together in September and trying to get off to the right start as far as energy and work ethic and that type of thing. So those guys have been really good, and our younger guys are seeing that. When I see, a guy like Denzel, I think has natural leadership skills. Bobby Portis is a vocal leader. You see Chris Dunn growing in his leadership skills, and that's an important guy to have because of him playing the point guard spot. Jaron has done a nice job at times, as far as pulling the group together. It really is, leadership by committee with this team, and those older three guys have been really good, but this younger group, they have to be, guys that are going to pull everybody together. Zach has been terrific, in his time on the practice court as well. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Fred, obviously the last time you faced these guys was kind of a low point in the season. What was the mood like that night and on the flight back? I mean, I have an opinion on it, but I want to hear yours, actually.
What's your opinion? I want to hear yours.
You go first.
Okay.
Your words are more important.
Well, it was a flight to Charlotte, and it was, you could see it was very disappointing after that game. We just lost to Denver in a very similar way, losing one possession game, and I believe it was Sacramento right before that, a one possession game. But that one was hard. It was devastating, and you could see it in the guys' faces. They were very disappointed. The encouraging thing is when we got into the gym at the University of Charlotte that next day, we had a very productive film session. We watched the entire fourth quarter, the good things that happened early in that quarter, and how we collapsed late, and how we missed plays, how we drew two and didn't make the right play and trust teammates. I thought it was very productive. It was a lot of constructive criticism in that film, and we grew from it and came out that next game against Charlotte and found a way to win a close game, which we hadn't done, I guess, all the way back to the Atlanta game. So, I give our guys a lot of credit for hanging in there through the tough times. That was a 10th loss in a row, and for the guys to stay positive and continue to want to learn and go out there and get better, especially in crunch situations. I give those guys a lot of credit, and we've done a really good job since that game, especially in close games. The fact that we were able to turn things around a little bit after that Indiana game, I give our guys a lot of credit.
During this winning stretch, you've pointed to three-point shooting efficiency, rebounding, and sometimes the willingness to take the ball to the rack as things that you see as pluses. Any one of those emerge at the top of the list going into 2018?
Well, I think the biggest thing that our guys are doing is playing with great effort and intensity every time they step on the floor. We're playing through adversity better right now than we were earlier in the season. You look at the New York game, perfect example of getting off to a very poor start. We expended a lot of energy the night before in maybe the most physical game we played against Milwaukee, and bounced back with tough start, but we hung in there and found a way to close the second quarter and cut a 15-point deficit down to 3 and take some momentum going into the half. And that's a thing that I've really seen with their team is handling the adversity better. The one exception to that was Boston, where they really came out in the second half and laid the wood to us, and we didn't respond well. But for the most part, we have handled the adversity a lot better, and that's a reason we've stayed in games.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you.
You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early on a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furland, EDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July, just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. We're back on the spotlight. We're in our 2017 Benkowski Trivia Title Championship match, and we are at Gilhooly's on 103rd Street, one block east of Pulaski. Listen to the crowd. So we're starting the second quarter, and we will play until it's time to eat. And so Team Ileana needs a little boost. You want Born on the Fives? Name that tune. Or Best Actresses. Listen to this eclectic group. Steve Martin, Bob Marley, Eric Clapton. 5 seconds. 45, yes. Look at you. You're boosting up to 170. You're almost out of the crapper. J&B. Elvis Presley. 35, yes. So you go to 560. And Reggie's All-Stars. You like 5? Barbara Bush, Johnny Carson, Angela Lansbury. 1925 is right. 140. 410. Some of your favorite people. All right, sock weirdos. 5. Hi. Hi there. Barbara Billingsley, Frank Sinatra. Now that's a cute couple. 15 is right. Boys, people, you're knocking this out of the park. 480, the sock, right on the tuckus of J&B. Jack's Night Out. What are you thinking about?
You're done with 5s, right?
No.
Oh, let's go 5s.
All right. You might know her from The Best Years of Our Lives or The Thin Man, Myrna Loy. Actress Myrna Loy. 5 seconds. Going. 05? Like what century? 1905? That's correct. 180. Wow, there was a little tension there. So you go to 430. All right. Ileana's up. Yeah. George Halas, Babe Ruth. 1895, look at you. That's impressive. Not everybody knows that. 370. I'm just saying. All right. So J&B, you got the actresses or the tunes? Three-word title from the 60s. I think I'm gonna be sad. I think it's today, yeah. Ticket to Ride is right. The girl that's driving me mad is going away.
She's got a ticket to ride.
She's got a ticket to ride. She's got a ticket to ride, and she don't care. Nicely. Wow, specially done by Night Out. Okay, Team Reggie All-Stars, tune or actresses? In the 70s, 4 words. It's a man. So there's music in the air and love is flowing everywhere, so... Give Me the Night. Give Me the Night is correct by George Benson. 120, nice play. 530, you're staying up there. Sock weirdos. I will just tell you about it. 2015, Imagine Dragons. What was their big hit? That's not right. We go to Jack's Night Out.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and the fabulous Grade of Cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget the Illinois Lottery too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski.
You've got to get to the Sock live Bidkowski trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, Parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's. One of the exciting and positives about the current White Sox is that they, in a strange way, have retained some of the momentum of their championship season, and that's in the area of poise. This is a team that's very solid in close games, late in games, and that's evidenced to a great degree by their pitching staff and the guy who leads the pitchers, Don Cooper. I caught up with Coop lounging in the White Sox locker room, and not that he spends a lot of time sitting down. He's working with the guys constantly, but I did catch him at a rare moment. Let's go inside and pick up some of that conversation with the pitching guru, or guru, as I like to say, Don Cooper. Tell us a little bit about differences between this year's pitching staff and last year's pitching staff. I know one of the things that people cite off the bat is that you didn't have the automatic saver Dustin Hermanson early in the year, but conversely, Bobby Jenks has converted on the vast majority of his chances.
Well, the big difference is between this staff this year and last year's 2 separate years. Last year's last year. This year's this year. Got a whole new game, and people are gunning for us. People, don't know we're the champs, and they're going to try to knock us off. So we've got to be equally ready. Our starting staff, we've added Vasquez. That's a nice addition to our staff. You mentioned that Hermanson's not here, but Bobby stepped in real nice. Just speaking about the bullpen, and I've said this over the last 2 or 3 days, Matt Thornton, I'm happy with what he's doing to a large degree compared to what he was doing in Seattle. Kotz, unfair to compare him to last year. Last year is a unbelievable year for him, and we've only played close to 60 games. So the bottom line is this: we've got a long way to go. We know it's a marathon; it's not a sprint. It's funny how things work, though. I mean, the bar's been raised for us. From outside fans, and in this room too, with the players and coaches. We feel we are a good team, and when we have a stretch like we had, people get a little frustrated, but. We did come out of it. I think we're going to be. This year's going to be more of a test, mental test. I think, to see what kind of mental mettle we have. Can we stay in it for the long haul mentally? Because that's going to be the key. Because Detroit's good, Cleveland's good. And looking back on last year, the hardest part was getting in. So we're going to have to be mentally tough and prepared each day to see if we can just keep piling up wins. What do we got now? 36. All right, so how many? We won 99 last year? Yeah. All right, so we got 36. Let's see if we get 37 tonight.
That's the spirit. Also, I think one of the things, too, is that
besides being the gun for a team, the way your team is being tested, and I personally think that your team in a close game has an advantage because you've been there and you've been there in the postseason. I think when you're playing the non-contenders, you'll have the psychological advantage innings 7, 8, and 9.
I hope so. I mean, again, the good things from last year that everybody should have is the confidence in knowing that everybody on this team that was part of it can do it in any of the biggest moments that there are. That should be confidence for them for the rest of their careers. But also how we won game. I mean, we won some real nut-cutting time games, 2-1, 3-2, late inning heroics, whatever you want to call it. But the three common denominators that are always there when we win: good pitching, good defense, timely hitting. And, when we don't win, something, if not all of those things, aren't there. So that's where our focus should be. It's hard. I mean, the other day, before we won these 2 games against Detroit, it almost felt like we were doing bad. We're 12 games over. We're the second most wins in baseball. But because of the higher level of expectation, I mean, it's like, what's going on? Is the roof's caving in here? But it's not. We can't buy into that we're a bad team or anything like that. We just got to keep getting out there every day.
You've got to get to Jack's. 3325 Ridge Road in Lansing. Trivia every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A very intense competitive game. Any of half a dozen teams can win. You've got to get to Oliver, 6100 West 159th Street for my live trivia. Alternate Wednesdays now at 7 p.m. It's a great place with great food and drink and fun. Get to Oliver's on a Wednesday. I'll see ya. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Mad Anthony, a great sports bar and grill at 3350 West 47th Street. They serve Lococo's Pizza, sandwiches in a full bar, and my trivia is every other Friday, start about 5:45. Fun times at Mad Anthony. See you over there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place. We're back on the south side. We're talking White Sox baseball. And not all the new and upcoming stars in the team are 22 and fresh out of college. There's some guys who've been knocked around a little bit, have gone to the minor leagues, who've maybe had injury issues, or a combination of both. We're about to talk to one of those guys. His name is Randy Williams, and even though he's not the youngest guy in the bullpen, he's a guy who, as we joke about in this interview, may have a little less wear and tear on his arm than some people younger than himself. And he's taken an interesting path to get here to the White Sox. In the graphics, we may show you some of the teams he's played for, and there's been a lot. And he's glad to be here. He's glad to be in a pennant race, and he talks about that appreciation level here in August in the thick of the American League Central battle. And as we get into the really heavy-duty part of the season, must be fun to be in a pennant race, and wonder if you could compare it to any other baseball at any other level in your life.
Well, it's different than the other teams I was up in the big leagues with because we were not exactly in this position. The closest thing I can compare it to is probably my winter ball experience this last year, and making it to the championship and winning the whole thing there, and knowing what that feels like and dealing with the pressure of the people down there that they really like their baseball. So as a person that hasn't had as much big league time as most people that are still playing my age have had, most of the teams I was with didn't have this opportunity.
So you can tell you're savoring it and making the best of every time you get the call.
Yeah, every time I get the ball, no matter what the score is or whatever, I'm trying to go out there and do the same thing. Of course, whenever it's a tough situation or a close game, you have a little extra adrenaline. But for me, every game is important. I'm trying to stay here and show them what I can do.
Tell our viewers where you grew up, maybe who some of your early baseball role models were, and a little bit about the pathway to get here.
Well, I grew up in Texas. Nolan Ryan was, of course, the guy that I always liked watching throw. Anybody that could throw like that as long as he did, and do a lot of it in Texas. That was a guy I always watched growing up. My path was a little bit different than everybody else's. I took the scenic route. I went from college, got drafted hurt. Through I think 3 innings my second season. Through 50 innings the next year, blew out my elbow. Missed the next year, got released, went home and worked for a year and a half or so. Finally played independent ball, and I think I was 27 my first full professional season. So I wouldn't advise anybody taking that route, but I look at where I am today, and with my family, I wouldn't have ever met my wife if I hadn't got hurt. So I really wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the opportunities that I've had, with the rest of my life and where I am now. So everything works out. Everything happens for a reason.
The optimist would say you have less mileage on you because of the time you were off and away, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's every year they're like, I may be 33 years old, but I've got a younger arm. Even though it's been surgically repaired, I don't have a lot of wear and tear on it. I look at the amount of innings that some of the 25, 26-year-old guys have in AAA, especially the starters, and their workloads have been heavier than mine throughout my career. So I do feel that way. Of course, you still have the some of the factors as you get older. Maybe getting a little bit sore here and there, but as far as arm goes, I still feel like I'm gaining every year, and that's what I told my wife. If I ever start feeling like I'm regressing or I'm not getting any better, then it's time for me to give it up. But as long as I can keep feeling like I'm getting better and getting stronger and able to do it day in and day out, I don't feel old at all.
That's good. Good to hear that. Well, how do you sense your role here, and how adaptable is it in terms of maybe even getting a spot start here and there? Because I know that's an area of need for the White Sox.
Yeah. I'll do what they ask me to do. If they want me to come in and get a lefty here, a lefty there, several days in a row, that's fine. I think probably the biggest benefit I can be is to take some of the workload off of the other guys. They've got their guys that can get the job done, but somebody that can come in into tight situations or fill the other roles and eat up some innings here and there. I think that's how I can become more of a viable part of this bullpen.
Well, having seen other clubhouses, what is it about this team that makes you think that this is a team that can be a postseason team? What is there about this team?
Well, it's more than just one thing. First of all, whenever we give up a few runs or whenever.
This week's show has been brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie.
Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound, saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.